What up, everybody? Welcome back to Full Publications YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about zines, DIY culture. If you're into print media, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel, like the video. Today, I got a zine review for you guys. It's going to be kind of a long video because I got a big-ass package sent to me by the Weirdo Brigade, and I really enjoyed the zines. One of the things that I liked a lot about them was that you can see the growth and progression of this project, and it's something that I really do want to elaborate on. So we're going to get into that today. So here we are, Weirdo Brigade's link tree, which you can find on their Instagram. A lot of these links will be in the show notes, so go ahead and check them out. I just want to show you kind of what was on their Etsy shop. So that's why I'm not really going through a lot of the mini zines, because a lot of the mini zines are what seems to be up on the shop. But I see that they don't have any of the larger Weirdo Brigades that I was able to get my hands on. And lastly, once again, don't forget about Weirdo Brigade blogs, which is something that I absolutely love. I love the series Meet the Zinser, and there's a whole bunch of them. So if you guys are able to peep this out, once again, the information will be in the show notes. So here we are. Here's the bundle that I got. These seem to be the only zines that they have on the Weirdo Brigade Etsy shop. So I think this plus the sticker and the button are really cool things to get and to be able to help them out. Very reasonably priced. Go ahead and check it out when you guys get the chance. So what I'm going to focus on is Weirdo Brigade issue 1, 3, and 4. Off the back, there's a lot of things that I want to get into. One of them is issue 1 is smaller. Issue 3 is larger. Issue 4 is the largest. Secondly, predominantly you can tell this is all poems and text-based. Nothing very elaborate, very straightforward, as you can see. But as you get further into their project, has a table of contents. Look at this. Look how elaborate it jumps into. It jumps into such a more elaborate kind of format and everything. So like I said, like for me, I just love seeing that from zines, seeing that progression, seeing people playing with different mediums, different styles, and just taking it wherever they want with no set structure. Now, my favorite piece from this Weirdo Brigade issue number 1 is the intro, without a doubt. And it reads, "We are a bunch of weirdos who just don't belong. Too quiet for the cool kids, too strange for the straight folks. We are a creative bunch that have waited long to shine. We have been too scared to share our work because we fear we are not good enough. Well, enough of that. Here we give ourselves the voice we've always wanted. We are awesome. We are the Weirdo Brigade." I just love that intro. And honestly, it does set the right tone for what the Weirdo Brigade zines are overall. It really does feel like a group of people who are disgruntled with society, disgruntled with the way people think it ought to be. And there's this rebellious side to it, you know, rebellion through art, or as I've said before, right, like resistance through art, resistance to the monotony of everyday capitalist existence. So I love that intro, and I really do feel that from reading the rest of the zines that came out after, they have stayed true to that. If that was their mission statement, they have been very, very true to that mission statement. So that's this one. And like I said, that's my favorite piece from that. Now from this one, going back to that point that I was saying, like you can see it getting, the print quality even gets better, right? And you can see them getting more elaborate. Right? I love this one. Hillary is a dumpster. That's a hit. And then this issue, they introduced, like I said, something that they don't do in any of the others, and doesn't seem like they return to it again. But they have the Roaring 20s, which is kind of a theme for this issue. And honestly, going back to that idea of like them staying true to that idea of like a disgruntled artist, this piece right here is my favorite from this one, the Roaring 20s. And this one is by Solange Moya, edited by Eddie Vasquez, which is another point that I like. That it looks like they all write and then someone else edits their work. and they're just all working collaboratively, which I think is great. But this piece is literally what I'm talking about. And I'm just going to read this paragraph, but it says, "My dreams were crushed by professors who thought by being tough they were teaching me a good lesson. Instead, they taught me to hide from the world and to never ask for help because you'll only get shit on. I got scared and ran away from my education. I thought I was too dumb to be in school, so I skipped and hid behind my rebellion. This resulted in me getting kicked out and forced to take a semester off. After my hiatus, I went back to school thinking I couldn't afford to disappoint those who believed in me, and sometimes it feels like I already have. I've grown afraid of speaking up and of looking dumb. I feel hopeless. The dreams I once had are dwindling. Little by little I fall into depression. Now I'm just following protocols. It was drilled into me that I must go to college to get an education. I'm being forced to choose a career path. What if I don't choose the right one? What if I end up in a job I'm going to hate for the rest of my life? After my first 2 years of college, I was broken." And honestly, this piece is just well written. And I think it's one of those things of like, the writer Solange Moya, she really touches a nerve that I think a lot of creatives and just a lot of people that don't fit into society, to the white cis patriarchal society that we feel of, like we're being forced to align ourselves in this world, in this form of existence that really wasn't made for us, and honestly we don't want to be a part of it. And I just love this piece right here a lot. And like I said, staying true to what they're up to, the next zine that I have, which is the last one in the series right here, is Art for Art's Sake. That's what it's called. And I love that they have the lottos in there and all that, right? Because it's saying like, it's a rejection of the idea of art for money, right? Which, like I always talk about, where I understand the market aspect of art, but there should also be art for just the sake of making art. Long before I thought about trying to make this company for a publication, I was already making my own zines just for me, you know. And that's the point of, like, you just have to create, because we just feel that urge, that need, that want. It's therapeutic to us. And like I said, like, it just got so much more elaborate. Look at this. Table of contents is great. It's like a large photo zine, which they kind of brought into on the last one. Look at these photos, right? And like the print quality is just great. You know, the layouts are great. Just, it's fun. It's interesting. Every page is interesting, which is one of those things that, as a cartoonist, I've heard multiple times of, like, it doesn't need to make sense, Rich, but it just can't be boring, right? Like, a lot of the cartoonists that I've met throughout my life have always told me that, of like, it doesn't always have to be, you know, anatomically correct, or it doesn't have to have really good perspective, but it has to be is not fucking boring. And this zine is hella not boring. And my favorite piece from this, because it's the only one I've seen like that, but I hella enjoyed this, was this photo essay. I thought this was fucking real clever, and I like this. I wish this would have been the cover, if I'm being honest, or the back cover, just because I like photo zines. I like photo zines that have a theme, and that's not to say that these photos or the theme of this photo were great, but it really is like a little vlog meant by the photos, and I like that idea. Alright, you guys, the camera's telling me I've been on this already for way too long. Alright, guys, once again, that's Weirdo Brigade. I really enjoyed these zines. I am so appreciative that the homegirl Solange Moya sent them to me. Alright, guys, like I said, all the information for Weirdo Brigade will be in the show notes, so go ahead and show them some love as well. You know, Feral Publications doing what we're doing. Subscriptions are open to the Feral Comics Project. So get an issue or get a full subscription whenever you guys get the opportunity. Thanks so much. If that's something you're interested in, please check that out. Beyond that, thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and help me out by liking the video. See you guys next time. Lates.